penis.
You know, I clicked it right as you said that, so it might have actually picked up.
The beginning of this one's gonna go Enos.
Right? Ness.
Oh. Welcome back to the Haunt 2.0. We've got Fiddler, Camper, and Wyverns here, aka Ryu, Tano, and Erlinda. How's everybody doing tonight?
Finished my finals
Hi, Shane.
papers today.
Oh, hell yeah. How's that going, by the way?
I don't know, but I thankfully am gonna be done with most of my general education, so then I can now focus on the actual thing I want to study for, which is gaming design.
Hey, upside, if you do end up failing out, is that you'll just have that much more time to play D&D with us.
Fuck you.
Okay,
You'll have so much more time to play D&D with us every month and a half.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys. I try as best as I can. It's not my fault that I have many crippling mental disabilities.
Yeah, Camper was
Oh,
one
there's
of
my
them.
gate.
You're not
Camper's
wrong.
the saving grace. Camper is the saving grace. If I didn't have Camper, this campaign session would have ended a month ago. Anyways, glancing over the trauma dumping. Last week, everybody woke up in Shoal, right next to Firthwall, our dwarf companion. They decided to take a nice stride through the woods before getting jumped by a bunch of goblins and velociraptors, and then proceeded to murder everybody. As always, I just don't have fun setting up combat encounters. At the end of their encounter, we talked about experiencing our first long rest as a group this session. And that, my friends, is where we're going to start tonight. Ooh, all right. Is everybody ready? Everybody having fun? Everybody got their dice if you got dice? Got your rollers up if you don't have dice?
I should stop racing and pull out my dice.
Motherfucker, you were like, I don't have time to do this race, and then you did the race anyways.
Yeah, because you were still eating your goddamn salad 5 minutes later.
So, just to set the scene that we're standing in. Yeah. Tano is stroking out on the ground right now. And he's just saying the words, Nuremberg! As
salad!
Firth, Ryu, and Erlindo glance over, very worried about their dear friend.
Where are the godparents?
Parents! Did you guys check for loot last time?
I don't remember.
We went for that.
Oh, you know what I did glance over completely the whole entire... I buried the fucking lead on that one. Also, we have a T-Rex in the background. Completely forgot about that motherfucker.
Uh-huh.
Blends in with those trees really well. We got a T-Rex coming. Firth decided... I think you guys all decided it was time to get moving the fuck along before bad things happen. Also...
Oh yeah, something about mines, and we got into
Tano got blown the fuck up multiple times.
Yeah.
How's that minefield? You cleared it, right? And then you found the chest, the very cold chest.
Yep.
One might say it is icy.
Yep.
Permafrost even.
Mm-hmm.
Probably has nothing in it. Might have just been something I buried there
in the bag.
Mm-hmm. There was also a text with that, right? The chronicling why that was there in the first place. That you guys totally didn't find.
I think so. Yeah. You said something about some building in the distance, and the people heard booms. He was like, "I think somebody found my shit."
Oh yeah, the village way the far the fuck away, where all the birds started flying all at once. All they were hearing was poof, poof. Yep. At least it wasn't meaty slappers. The sound of God's meaty slappers slamming down on the planet. Poof. Poof. Yeah, more like poof. All right. So I think is there anything else that I missed in my campaign that I've so wonderfully written out and know every fucking detail of?
Nope.
Didn't we end the campaign saying we were gonna do a long rest or some shit? Because if we didn't, then for some reason I'm still at max health.
Yeah, for some reason, you guys fucking slaughtered my goblins. Every single one of the goblins missed their fucking attacks. Thank you very much. Thank you.
None of them attacked me. Thank you very much.
No,
Thank
sorry.
you.
No. You guys did get hit. Wyverns healed you guys, if I recall
That's
correctly.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew I'm at full health for some reason.
Man,
I
it's
couldn't remember
almost like
why.
we shouldn't be a month and a half between sessions, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I really fucked the pooch on that one.
All right, let's head to town.
I wouldn't do that because you guys look to your left and look to your right, and you just see this little yellow and black caution banner that goes, "World has not been finished yet. Don't mind the construction." Oh, it appears your world completely right now is linear, and if you look down at the floor in front of you, you see tracks that would indicate some strange machine that has been built almost as a transportation or a train. Oh, hey, it's the railroad again, guys, and you're on it.
Choo-choo.
So, as we continue back into our campaign here, Firth looks up as you guys are running from the fucking T-Rex. That's right, baby. I remember exactly where we are now. A month and a half memory jog. So after defeating the goblins and the velociraptor, you guys heard thuds and thuds, and as you looked up, you saw trees swinging to the sides and a little fucking T-Rex head. Well, I shouldn't say little; it's pretty huge. Bouncing up and down in the background there. So you guys all decided to skedaddle the fuck out of there before T-Rex comes and gobbles you up. And this is not. Well, this is more akin to the T-Rexes than the one shot that lasted 5 sessions. So I probably, if I were you guys, I would keep running, man. So yeah, that's where we are. And Firth turns to you guys as you guys are running down the path with the T-Rex chasing you. And Firth goes, "Oh, hold on, gotta find that Scottish accent. I'm done with accents, guys. We're not doing European accents anymore. This is about to be the middle fucking West or in the 1800s. We're going deep south on this.
Hell yeah.
We're going across world. Man, I didn't think about the longevity of this voice. Oh, so somebody got the reindeer bingo card that says he forgets the voice immediately at the beginning of the session?
That's
So
the
every
free
session.
space.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to mute myself for a second.
As he practices his voices.
The fuck up. Stop reading exactly what I'm doing even though I'm muted.
Don't worry, I'm just trying to make stick figures out of the lines that were already Oh, there's more up there.
All right, I don't know what happened to my voice, but it seems like this is how I sound now. That's right. Oh, and the world splits apart as the fucking map comes apart. All right, boys, we got to get out of here. I don't know where we're going, but we need to go now. I do not want to get stopped and eaten. You guys see anything that can help us get out of the way?
Nope. Which
Trees?
is run.
There is a roll somewhere in there.
I was up in the air, I think, too, when we.
Yes, you did spot him from the air. So, I mean, you want to take flight again and go check to see if there's a path?
Well, I mean, I can't remember if I was still up here, and if that's the case, then running. Where
It's like when you log into Skyrim after being in the air, you're just on the ground, even
On
though
the
you weren't
ground.
on the ground. Yeah, you just load in on the ground.
Perfect. Yes. Then the bird person is going to get as far away from the sharp rows of teeth as possible.
How far up can you fly? Like, what is the distance?
Assuming nothing changed, it should be my 30-foot move speed. It wouldn't go straight up. It'd be at an angle, but
You want to say you want to get like 15, 20 feet in the air? It would be
Yeah.
right at the edge of a lot of these trees here. As we've gone over, the area that you're in is very muddy and very swampy. The trees and the flora, the flora, is the flora, don't quite reach up to the sky. They're kind of middle size for a lot of things. The vegetation hasn't really grown too far up due to it being a swamp. So about 15, 20 feet in the air, you'd have plenty of visibility to what's around you. As you're in the air, I want you to do me a favor and give me either an investigation roll or a perception roll. Your choice, buddy.
Starting off strong. 13 for perception.
I can't tell if you were being sarcastic or not. For a 13, what I will give you is when you get up in the air, you do a nice little 360 to get your surroundings to see if there's anywhere you guys could go or anywhere to get away, whether it be a cave, anything, right? And as you do your little 360 to the east, you do spot smoke billowing from a chimney somewhere in the middle of the forest. That's what you get for your 13.
Gotcha. Smoke this way.
Lead on.
All right, you guys heading east.
We're following the
Follow
bird person.
Firth. You're following Firth. Firth is the marker for how far you guys get before the next event. So we're gonna put you in the weird place where the maps meet, right over here.
I'm also gonna have like my echo flying like a me length behind me. In theory, as
Cool.
a decoy.
Perfect. I like that idea. I like it a lot. So as you guys are running down, you guys consistently hear the sound of the thud, thud as this T-Rex is hunting something down, whether it's you or whether it's something else. I would like to think it's probably you guys, considering Ryu decided to take flight, and the T-Rex definitely saw that from where he is. So you guys are steadily making through the forest. Now the T-Rex is lagging behind. It is a little harder for him, considering his height, to get through the undergrowth. He's more stuck to taking paths that are direct and clear rather than running through the forest. So he's essentially taking the same path you guys are as you guys run through this forest. I'm going to put this T-Rex right about here. So as you guys get to this point in your adventure here, running away from this T-Rex, all three of you. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. You guys, if you guys want to roll for something, I'm gonna let you guys roll for something. I'm gonna stop giving you suggestions on when to roll. You guys are fucking panicked running through the forest. You guys have never been here before. It's a swamp. Pretty much every path you take looks exactly the same. Given Tano's history and Firth's history, these two are probably at the front of the pack on the ground level, trying to find paths. If Ryu is occasionally taking leaps up into the air just to see if there's any clearings or anywhere to go, or if you guys are getting closer to this smoke, or whatever it is that is throwing this off. Firth turns to you guys and he goes, "Guys, I can smell smoke. I think we're getting close to wherever it is. I hope to God there's some protection. If not, we gotta come up with a plan on how to take this down, this T-Rex, or at least minimize how fucked up we're about to get."
Yeah, I smell the smoke too. Ooh, smells like barbecue.
It's funny you say that, because the closer you guys are getting to this, the stronger the smell of burning hickory is getting.
Well, if we're going to die, chaps, we might as well die on an empty stomach, on a full stomach.
Okie dokie. I want you guys keep following Firth. All right, it's getting bad. It's getting real bad. I can see its head poking through the bush. Guys, where are we going? Are we almost there? Ryu, take a flight up, see if we're there.
Okay. You want perception?
perception, investigation, whatever you think is going to be helpful.
Oof. 14. Ooh.
14's not bad. 14's not bad. 14 does just enough for you. So you take to the sky one more time, and you see, as you get up past the tree line, you see the massive jaws of this T-Rex reach and crane its neck out and try to bite you as you go by. And I'm going to roll this out because I think it's going to be funny if he actually gets to you. What's your armor class, by the way? I think it's a
That
15.
doesn't. Yeah. Yep.
Is it? Did I actually
That is
remember
what my
something off your character sheet?
that is what my character sheet says. Yes. I
Oh,
can't
hell
remember if
yeah.
things changed when I did things, but make sure that I have armor
Wow.
attached. But anyway.
Well, I don't know why the beholder's on the 3, but I got a beholder, which means I got a 3. Damn! So you just hear the click of its teeth as it snaps back down. Thankfully, you're like 10 feet away. This T-Rex is probably blind, I would like to think. So when you get up to the peak of your flight here, you do see just peeking out of the top of the tree is a couple of stones in the form of a chimney, and you can see smoke billowing out of it. It is directly north from you guys. As you look closer to this too, you see that this chimney is kind of in a divot in the land, like it drops down. This chimney is way taller than you would think, given where it's sitting in the trees. You see a little dark entrance to this little patch of forest. It looks like it might clear out a little tiny bit, but considering you're only flying so high, you don't really get the full scope of what it lays beyond this. Imagine a bunch of bushes and then like a carved out section of the bushes. Not like carved by hand, but like trimmed. It still forms like a semi gateway, but it is much more natural. There is no stone, there is no wood to prop it up and make it like an actual doorway. There's a very natural exit or a very natural entrance into the section of the woods. Firth, without even saying a fucking word, fucking full on body dives into the hole. And you just hear him go, "Oh shit! There's a slide!" as he tumbles his ass down. Anybody want to follow?
You know, for a master assassin, he sure is not bright.
Boy, I heard you! When you get down here, I'm gonna beat your ass! I don't know what that voice was, but you can assume it was something. He's pissed. He's losing the accent, the pissed he gets.
Oh,
You guys might start to think that this accent might be fake.
oh, Erlinda says, well, they say you only lived once. Thankfully, I've lived twice. She jumps down the hole.
Do me a favor and give me an athletics check.
Oh. Okay, I got a +3 to that because...
Somebody was smart when they were doing their stat sheet.
Nat 20. Well, I'm a bard. I
Nat
get a bonus to everything.
20.
Yeah, 23.
Okay. So you step through this entrance, and it's just like a normal path. Like it's just a normal path downwards, like it's just normal slope. Yeah, you have no problem going down there. You want to do anything cool as you walk down this pathway?
Yeah.
Like you could do fucking backflips if you wanted to. You got a nat 20 on this one.
No, she's just gonna sing and cast the light cantrip. So
Did you say sing?
Yeah, she's just gonna hum a little tune to herself.
So Wyverns, this is very crucial for the picture I'm about to paint. Do you maybe put your arms out to your sides, like full on T-pose as you're walking? Not like T-pose, you got like not limp elbows, but you got a little give to your elbows, almost in a princess-like manner?
No.
No? Okay. Well, a bunch of birds start flying around you and start singing along with you as you hum your little tune. Man, I was going to make you Fiona from Shrek for a second there.
God.
All right, Fiddler and Ryu, what do you guys want to do? You want to chance your way down this entrance, or do you want to just face the fucking T-Rex? Face the T-Rex, it's going to be cool.
Yeah, I mean it looks like a something like wow. The space is open where I could, because I'm picturing just like doing a banking and
You-
just doing like
so
a
you have a
straight
choice here.
dive into the hole.
Yeah, so you have a choice here. You can actually fly over. There is nothing stopping you from flying over. I'm not going to give you a trick where it's like, haha, there was a fucking wall spell there. You just got electrified, you little fucking gnat. Nothing like that. If you want to fly over, you can fly over. There's the one ability that you do have that puts you above the rest in terms of mobility. I'm not going to squander that ability of yours. Further down the line, we'll fuck with it, but for right now, there is no penalty if you want to just fly over the thing.
Okay, then yeah, that's
Cool, yeah.
not
We'll
seeing any
finish up.
reason to do anything fancy about it. That's probably what I'll do.
So I'll finish up your action after we finish with Capper real quick, because you're going to get the what you see is essentially going to set the setting for this. All right,
Sounds good.
and Hano, do you want to fight the T-Rex alone, get the spoils, and come back a level 40 fucking wizard with a sword and become Tano the White, or do you want to fucking dip down into this hole?
I'm gonna reach into my bag and pull out a grease arrow.
No fucking way. These are finally. How long has it been since you've been given these?
Oh, yeah. Well, hold on.
Brother's about to kill a Balrog by himself, guys. Watch. This is how you D&D.
I'm gonna shoot that fucking arrow at the feet of the T-Rex and see what happens.
Tano, can you describe how like you would like take aim? Like I wanna know from your perspective how this looks to you. Don't lose the arrow. I want you up until the moment before you let that arrow fly.
We're moving towards the house. I'm going to stop.
You don't know there's a house there. What you see from,
Okay,
from
the hole,
perspective of the
whatever,
people on the
whatever it
ground.
is.
Yeah, it's like a
Whatever
whole
makes it
hedgerow
right
with
now,
an
yeah.
entrance carved into it.
I'm going to stop and turn while dropping to the knee and pulling the arrow, drawing the bow.
So you instinctively do this, right? You've been using this bow your whole entire life. This is your life. Your whole entire life has come to this moment. It's the hunter and the prey, right? It may be T-Rex, but you, Tano, are a fucking master ranger. You live this life. And as soon as your knee hits that ground and you feel that arrow in your hand as you reach back into your quiver, the light from the sun disappears, and all you can see is this fucking dark shadow come across the whole ass land. And introducing our W. I wonder what W stands for. Yeah, that's what W stands for, motherfucker. Not only do you see one, you see two wyverns in the sky. As they both
Since
swoop
when
down.
can he do that?
You see these two draconoid ass figures descend from the sky. The T-Rex cranes its neck upwards as it takes its eyes off you, for it realizes it might be in danger, and starts trying to bite at the legs of the wyverns as they descend from the sky. Both wyverns start to fight the dragon, or not the dragon, start to fight the T-Rex, and before the T-Rex can get a bite in on either of them, one of the wyverns clamps its legs down on the tail of the T-Rex, and the other one clamps its legs down on top of the skull of the T-Rex. This T-Rex starts to float up into the air, and it is thrashing around like crazy. And they're starting to move towards you with this T-Rex in their legs. Now, only person who can see this is Tano, because everybody else has dipped out towards the chimneys, I should say, because we have not described it yet. Tano, what do you do in this moment?
At that point, I just freeze for a second, like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm just gonna jump straight backwards, and instead of loosening the arrow, when I hit the ground, I'm going to slam it into the ground underneath me. Slip and slide that bitch.
Hold on. You said it's a grease arrow, right? Because I now need to rule this, because I do believe you're about to knock yourself prone.
Yes.
Guys, this might be the end of Tano.
It's nice knowing him.
I shit you not. He might die now. Okay, Slickery's covers 10-foot square, turns into difficult terrain for the duration. So, Tano, you need to do me a favor and roll a dexterity saving throw.
Uh,
A flat 10, by the way. So
Huh?
you need to meet or beat a 10.
well, I got a 9.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dog! No! This is not how I want this to happen!
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Mage Hand and drag Tano into the hole with it.
Thank you. You're definitely the only person who's not going to stumble down this with your nat 20. So, yes, you can. Well, actually, hold on. Mage Hand, what is the weight restriction on Mage Hand and what it can carry?
It's like 10. It's like 10 pounds. Well, it can't
Yeah,
carry
you're
him,
not
but it
moving
can
Tano with
pull him.
Mage Hand. You can try and pull him. Tano
You
is
can try to
also
guide
a.
where I'm going.
Yeah.
What's the average half out weight? Well, you're on Grease.
Yep.
So, in rule of cool here, I'm going to let it slide just like the Mage Hand's going to do with Tano.
All right. The Mage
All
Hand's
right.
gonna slap him in the face real quick, and then it's gonna pull him into the hole.
And now we're going to flash over to Ryu's perspective, because this is going to clean this up so nicely. So,
Wait.
Ryu.
I thought I was already in the hole.
No, you were not. You were standing outside of it.
Standing
And then
outside of it, jump backwards, and slam the
you
arrow
jumped
down on the
backwards,
ground.
but you did not say you jumped backwards into the hole. You said you jumped
Brother, I
back.
said I stopped in front of the hole.
Yeah, but you didn't give me a distance, man. You guys want to hold me accountable for distance?
Jesus
You have
Christ.
squares now. Where are you standing compared to the
I don't
hole?
know where the hole is on the map.
Hold on. That's a good question. Actually, you know what? Fair point you just made. That's my being. I will clear that up right now. Okay. So hold on. Why do I have text up? I don't want text. I want color. Well, that's too
Jesus
big.
Christ.
That's too big. It's too big.
It's a big
That
ass
is a
hole.
very large black hole.
That's too big too. And now we're in Looney Tunes world. Trust me, guys. There's a bridge painted right next to it too. You guys didn't see it, but there's a bridge painted next to it. Okay. Everybody but Tano can move their character off screen for a second here. Oh shit!
Whoa.
Oh shit!
The world's splitting
Match
again.
back up. There we go. Character's off screen for a second. I'll move Ferth up here. T-Rex, one over here. Oh, that gets layered up because he's carrying it. This gets layered up because he's carrying it.
So Tano's still gonna die.
No, Tano's over here.
Oh. Oh, you said Ryu. I thought you said Tano.
Go over there real quick. Tano's over here. Cool. I'll ignore the oh! Somewhere else, Sandra. There. Okay, so you were about 5 feet away. 5 feet away from this hole, even when you jump back. You're just on the edge. There's no retconning this. This is how this happened. I interpreted it this way. As DM, I rule in my own favor. I am judge, jury, and executioner. Okay. To resolve this, again, from Ryu's perspective. So Ryu, you just fly over, right? You don't have to worry about doing any of this. And as soon as you clear the top of the trees, and as you start moving towards this chimney, it's when you see it. Behind the wall of trees, there's a downward slope in which you can see right now Erlinda is fiddling around trying to pull back. So you're seeing this whole entire scene as you fly over, right? You turn around to look, and you see 2 wyverns. Like you can hear the flap of the wings, which gives you a little anxiety because you're flying in the air right now. You turn around and you just see 2 wyverns holding a T-Rex about 10 feet off the ground, floating their asses over towards Tano, who you can see is on the ground covered in grease, being pulled by a hand that is being controlled by Erlinda, who is being surrounded by singing birds at the moment. Shit has gone wacky in less than 30 seconds. I don't know what expression you have on your face as you see this. I don't know what you would do in this situation, but this is what you're seeing right now. You've been distracted from what you are going to see into this fucking sight. Um, I was trying to be serious today, and we never end on serious. We always end up on comedic.
It just
You're
happens.
welcome.
This is why these sessions take 2 hours, and we move 5 feet throughout the session.
Yeah, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
Okay, so Ryu, I don't. Are you shocked? Are you like, what is going on in your head during this single moment?
Normally I would probably say shocked, but I mean, seriously, for all this, it's just not. I don't know.
It's normal at this point. Let's go. Fuck yeah.
So you're living in a wacky, wonky world, right? Up until what feels like a couple of months at this point, right? You were living this weird, normal life in Neverwinter, where you weren't necessarily the most appreciated person, but you did fly in a couple of circles, pun not intended. To traveling with 5 to 4 to 3 people, on a random fucking place on this planet after being chased by liches, vampires, gnomes, and angry retail employees. So you know what? It is fair to say you're probably not shocked by the events transpiring in the 20 seconds since you've taken flight. So I would assume you'd probably turn around, right? And just keep going back. You just like, fuck it. They'll figure out how to deal with it.
I mean, pretty much.
So
Keep
see
half an
this,
eye
you just
on them to make sure the situation doesn't get worse.
it's
But
keep poking over your shoulder, putting an eye on it, looking back. So you fly over this wall of trees and you see this downward slope. You see these events unfolding. At the bottom of the slope, you see Firth passed out, having slid his ass all the way down and maybe rolled right into the side of a house. And as you look at the house, the image grows bigger as you start looking and you see this huge clearing. And you see just a singular house sitting there. And once you get past those trees, and as you get over this house, you realize that there's no trees surrounding it. It just looks like it's in a big clearing. You can see the T-Rex, you can see Tano, you can see everybody fine. There's no bushes, there's no trees, there's nothing. And then you kind of float backwards a little tiny bit, and you pass by this barrier. And again, you see trees, no clearing, just the tiniest bit of stone chimney popping out of the trees. And then you fly back through it, and again, everything's clear. And that is where we open this next map. Wait, hold on. Is this the right one? Nope, that's the wrong one. Is this the right one? Yeah, there we go. Cool. Boop. Hey, hey guys, a house. You guys can start moving your characters over here. Camper and Erlinda, you're going to start at the bottom of the road. Ryu, you can start anywhere you want to in this clearing. And Firth is knocked the fuck out right over here.
How long have you had those arrows? Well, canonically in game, it's been like 3 days.
Actually, time-wise here, there is a time skip. There's a bunch of shit that has happened. So no, just to explain the time. Like, honestly, probably should have explained this a while ago. So between you, when you guys were the full 6 squad with, what the fuck was, Raytheon. I forgot he even existed. But Raytheon, Dominus, and Flynn, when those resets were happening, while it seemed like time was just restarting, time was moving normally. What was happening there is you guys were just being replaced and repositioned by the Lich himself. So that canonically takes place over at least a week. Between the disappearance of Raytheon from the world to the death of... Did Dominus die first, or was it Flynn? I think it was
I
Flynn,
don't
right?
remember.
Yeah, it was Flynn. It was Flynn because Dominus died in the gnome hole, and Flynn died
Oh,
prior
yeah.
to that.
Spontaneous heart
Um,
combustion.
Yeah, it just exploded. Kali Ma, motherfucker. So from Raytheon's disappearance to Flynn's death, would probably have been over a week to 2 weeks as you guys kind of sorted yourselves out through the restarts. And like the time in between to you guys getting back together again during the shit. From Dominus Donimus's death and the gnome hole to returning to Neverwinter and meeting the Lich in full form. Probably took the course of 3 or 4 days, although the gnome hole events might have actually lasted a little longer. I will set that canon down like 2 years from now, as we go back through the first episodes to fucking finish the loop. And then from end of 1.0 to 2.0 is the same amount of time that it took for Erlo and the gang in Jurassic Park, which would have been over the series of a day. Not even a full day. It took 4.5 months to go through a day. So yeah, yeah. So it's been like 3.5 weeks, bud. Timey-wimey. Everybody gets that reference, I hope.
So from the point that we were in the shop to now has been 3 to 4 weeks.
No,
Yeah, I was
from the
gonna
point
say
where you
that
got
the shop
from
was
the
like yesterday.
Right.
yeah, no,
Which
that's
is where
the
I got
last
the
day.
arrows.
That's the last day. From now to
How
then.
long have you had the arrows? A fucking day and a half.
No, from now to then has been 2.5 years. I was gonna wait to reveal that at the end of this episode, but yeah, no, it's been 2.5 years, son.
Uh-huh.
Things have changed. It's a whole new world. It hasn't been 2.5 years. It's been a day. I'm just trying to prove them wrong, and I can't. Okay, so it's been like a day in game, all right? It's been like 8 months since you've actually gotten the arrows.
Yep.
Let's get going before we
And
waste
in
too
those
much
8
time.
months, we have moved 30 feet.
Anyways, time is moving, and we need to move too, guys. Speaking of time. Okay.
Good lord.
Bibbidi bobbidi boops, we are back in game. OOC done. Okay, so you guys are in the clearing. Everybody can now see when you guys turn around, there are no trees, there are no bushes. But then when you look back in, there's some weird magic shit going on right now. Now, I don't know, side note, I don't know if everybody read the new guide, the player's handbook. I doubt everybody read the player's handbook besides Wyverns and me going through it. Same thing with the DM handbook. There are things called fortresses now. I have decided that I'm not giving you all separate fortresses. You all are going to get a combined fortress. Cool? Cool. What this is essentially out of game, this is your hideout. You can have multiple different hideouts. You can switch what your fortress is. But for all intents and purposes, this is going to be your first fortress. This is where you're pretty much going to be acting out of for the next couple of sessions until either we move to a new place or until we find a quest line where you guys disappear for a little while. When you return from quest lines, this is pretty much where you're going to return to. For this section of the campaign, consider this your headquarters. Got it?
All right.
Throughout the campaign,
So I
you will
take a
find...
fire arrow.
No, test that. Test that real quick.
No,
Test
I'm
that.
good.
I want you to test.
I don't
Test
want to
it.
waste the
Test
fire
it,
arrow.
motherfucker.
Deck.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I've given you guys a couple of things for your fortress already. Test that. I dare you.
I don't want to waste the arrow.
Dare you. Shoot an arrow at the house, motherfucker. Do it. Do it.
Fine,
You know
I'll
what?
shoot a regular arrow at the house.
Boy, I bet you won't shoot. As Firth wakes up from his fucking coma, dead eyes straight at Camper, and does not speak in his accent, you hear me. Do it. Shoot the arrow. Do it, motherfucker. Do it. I dare you. I triple dare you. And then Firth's eyes unglaze over, and he's like, What just happened? What was that? I don't feel so good. And he falls over unconscious again. Shoot an arrow at the house.
18.
What's your AC?
14.
You beat your own AC, dumbass. How much damage did you just do to yourself?
D8 plus 5.
Don't forget to use Giant Slayer. Don't forget to use Giant Slayer. Did you put your 100 mark on yourself, or your
only
fucking mark
activates
on
if I'm
yourself?
not at 100% health, and no, I did not put my fucking mark on myself. This is just straight damage roll. Fuck you.
I love that we've also completely forgotten about the flying T-Rex.
No, we're good.
Situation. Yeah, okay.
We're fine.
Yeah.
Oh no, you guys can see. If you guys want to know what's going on with this while he rolls that out, I can describe what's going on with
Very
that.
much concerned about
Just to say, yeah, as Tano shot himself in the foot, Erlinda's mage hand punches him in the nuts for even attempting to do that.
Damn it.
This is the one instance I'm going to ask you to roll damage with your mage hand. This will only ever happen once. This is not how mage hand works. But the DM is channeling his spirit energy into this mage hand to physically punch Tano in the nuts.
I can't.
Can you do me a favor? No. DM is pouring his spirit into this one. You pull your mage hand out and you notice it's glowing bright pink, like neon fucking pink. This is not something that has ever happened with your mage hand before. I don't know what your mage hand typically looks like to you. I doubt it is neon bright pink though, and glowing this crackling pink energy aura. Your mage hand also has SSJ3 fucking hair on it.
Okay, what would I roll for the damage then?
Unarmed, regular unarmed, which I think is 1d4 or is it 1d6?
Well, for a regular unarmed strike, you just use whatever your strength modifier is, and mine is -1, so it would be 0 damage.
Oh, that's perfectly fine. I just want the aesthetic here.
All right, yeah, it just punches him in the nuts.
So as soon as it makes contact, your mage hand reverts to whatever form you normally have it in. I'm sorry. It's just he deserved it. You don't take any damage, but you're gonna feel sick for a couple of days.
From that, I did 11 damage to myself.
Oof. All right. So how does it? So do you do the same thing you were going to do with the T-Rex, where you bend down your knee and you just aim at the house?
No, I just stood there. And I was in no rush.
Oh, you just
nothing's
straight up
happening. I
shot
just,
the house.
Thwunk. Yeah.
Cool. So your arrow gets about halfway between you and the house, and it looks really weird as it bends, turns, and flies right back at
Fucking
you.
Looney Tunes episode, man.
Yep. This is your fortress, you comedic assholes. It's going to be just as comedic.
You are the one that had two wyverns come and pick up a T-Rex. That, by the way,
You're
what
not
happened
wrong.
to the
Tano takes an arrow to the chest and just goes, "Oh!" And as he's crippled for a second, as he's bent over, just fuck, you guys turn around as you hear noises happening behind you. And you see this T-Rex, as you look behind you, you see nothing at ground level. And then you all kind of roll your eyes upwards, and you keep going, and you keep going, and you're almost at a 45-degree angle before you see the T-Rex mid-air. You guys make out what you think is just a single tear coming from its eye, as the wyverns both at the same time let go of the T-Rex. This thing's 30 feet in the air. You hear just a as this T-Rex hits the fucking ground and gets yamshed. A lot of Dragon Ball Z references tonight.
How much damage does it take from that?
That's a good fucking question, and honestly, it's gonna be a fucking lot. 30 feet of all damage, plus, if I really want to be cool, let me take the realistic weight into this. Alright, hold on. I'm not gonna physics this out. It doesn't. I mean, it takes 50 damage from this. I will roll it out. I was gonna do the average, but I'd rather roll. That's not actually that bad at all. Damn. Time to use a dice I haven't used at all. My 1d6. Enough damage. Not to kill it. But it's got a boo-boo. A really small boo-boo. Like a slight bruise on its left toe.
Right.
I actually gotta pull out a stat sheet.
While Antoni's
Sorry.
bellowing over in pain, Alinda's gonna go over and check the house out. He completely ignores first.
You see both the wyverns lash out with their tails as they fly down towards it and both sting the fucking T-Rex. Are you guys gonna turn around to Tano, or am I just gonna keep doing this?
Nah, Orlando just let him suffer.
Actually, that's a crit from both both wyverns. That guys, I think you just witnessed the T-Rex get murdered. Holy shit! Alright, if I roll max damage, I'm just gonna say this is a young T-Rex and it is dead.
So I'm gonna do a whole like circle around the whole building and just kind of like take it all in, see, I don't know, see if there's anything interesting to see, but just kind of examine the whole building.
That's 16, 32. 32 plus 7.
You know, do the whole Star Trek movie thing where they have to go around the ship multiple times just to like see it.
4. Sorry, I'm listening to you. I will describe it in just 1 second. 14, 28, 7, 35. Alright. So that T-Rex is dead. That T-Rex is very dead right now. And you're just watching 2 wyverns as they're eating the T-Rex now. Gross. So Rio, as you're flying around, are you doing a circle around it? You moving around? You just like looking at things that interest you? What do you want to do here?
Yeah, I'm just kind of like taking in the whole like sight of the clearing as I do like kind of a
Roll me
slow pan around, or like slow like circle around the clearing in the air.
roll me a perception check.
Hey, 17.
17. Cool. So you're flying around as your buddy's just kind of fucked up from the arrow he shot at himself. Real dumbass. You notice that there's intricate runes carved on pretty much all of the wood on this shack itself. The closer you look at the chimney, the more you notice that the chimney stones are arranged in rune patterns as well. You, despite not being magical whatsoever, have a very big feeling that a lot of this is either protected via magic or was made via magic. You notice there's a little doghouse on the left-hand side.
Hmm.
It's going to be a colored dot. I will make that later. Yeah, it's a little doghouse.
That's a big doghouse.
Cerberus comes
tiniest
out of
doghouse.
said doghouse.
No, Clifford the big red dog comes out of this one. It's a little doghouse, like right over here. Actually, sorry, it makes a little bit more sense to be over here. All right, just hanging by the woods. The house itself is not too shabby. It is a single-floor cabin. As you've already noticed, and as I've said numerous times, it's got a stone chimney attached to it. On top of that, from what you can see, there's a couple of windows, a couple of doorways. From what you spot from inside the windows, you probably got a bathtub in there, nice little cozy bed, a couple of chairs, whole entire 9 yards. You can't really see too much into there, but it looks like it's just a basic layout of a house. Besides that, there are a couple of bushes and trees by the house, but again, I got to point out the majority of the forest that you saw coming into this place is just a magical construction. Other than that, there's a pile of wood. There's grinding stone, a little forge right next to it. Just your odd assortment of knickknacks and things to do. Is there anything in particular you're trying to spot out?
I mean, people, but nothing, or
Not a fucking soul. Just Firth, Wyverns, and Tano, if you consider him a people. You shot yourself with a
Perfect.
bow.
And got punched by a ghost hand.
Yeah, you got punched in the nose by SSJ3 Mage Hand. I can't wait to make that a storyline way down the line.
Alright, Erlinda goes into the house. Or at least tries to
Thank
open
you.
the door.
Thank you. Somebody has to do something. I can't train wreck this whole thing. All right. I can. All right. So, before you go inside the house, you try to open the door. The doorknob itself is brass, and there's a little face carved into it. As you reach down to touch the doorknob, the face comes to life. And you hear, oh, I was working on this voice today. Let's see if I can still do it.
A new owner touches.
Hello! Welcome, Master! I see you have returned!
What the? She is freaked out by this. Why is there a talking doorknob?
Congratulations, Wayne.
Master Linda, do you not recognize me? Nobby, the doorknob! Welcome home! Is Sir Ryu and Sir Tano with you as well?
Vaguely. Vaguely, yes.
I know not what that means, but welcome! And you hear a click, and the door opens wide open for you.
Boys, he's made himself a character.
Fuck you guys.
Nobby.
Yep.
Nobby.
Yeah, Nobby the
Quinn
doorknob.
is Nobby.
Yeah, they've been calling me a knobhead for most of my life. Might as well make it true. Sorry, Linda, you step through.
Yeah, she's in there.
You hear a snap of the fingers. Not your fingers, just a general snap. It's coming from nowhere. Like, you cannot pinpoint it. You just hear a...
And everywhere all at once.
No, it's not. It's not one of those, like, fucking jarring, snapping sounds where you just go insane. No, you just hear a snap. And as you step into the space, you empty a clear room. There is nothing inside. Just brick walls. Or not brick walls. Well, I would suggest you wait until the other two step in here before you make a decision on how you want this to look. The door closes behind you, and if you turn around to look, you see a door, but out the window you just see void. And not black void, you see void, like space void. Stars, the cosmos, like the amazing assortment of colors that come from nebulas and gases in space. And you see this surrounding the whole place. Every window that you look through, and there are 4 main windows right now. There's a window at the front inside the door, there's a window on the left wall, the right wall, and the back wall. And just an eerie silence because there's nothing making noise besides the sound of your own breathing. And me, Nobby! So when the door shuts, you hear a click. It is not locked. If you try to open that door, you will be able to get outside again. For the other two who are outside, and for Firth, who is also me, so I don't know why I'm saying that, you hear, Sirs, where are you? Master Erlinda has already stepped inside the building. Would you care to join her?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Ryu, you're still behind the house, right?
Well,
Wherever you want to be, baby.
Sure. Yeah.
No, you can be back there. You can be wherever the fuck you want to be. Tell me where you want to be, baby. This is your story. I'm just here to guide.
I was doing slow circles over the house for then, so I was still kind of up in the air.
Cool.
But...
So while you're still up in the air before you land or do anything like that, you see Erlinda and you hear Nobby. You have never heard a doorknob speak, let alone in such a tone. The fact that I don't know, you do hear him say Master Erlinda and Sirs Ryu and Sir Tano. I don't know if that'll throw you off guard. That's for you to make. You do hear that. You see Erlinda step through, and then you see Nobby close the door, and you no longer see Erlinda when you look through the windows as you fly around.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, Tano, we should probably check this out.
Yeah, probably.
Firth is still unconscious, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, just leave him there.
Yeah, he's only conscious when I need him to be conscious.
Of course.
I am
Just like a certain goblin we had.
Yeah.
crawling towards
Kobold.
the door.
At that rate, Sir Tano, you'll never get here. How are you? And Sir Ryu.
I'll check on Firth too, real quick. Like, see if I
Firth
can't
is breathing.
slap him away a little bit.
Yeah, Firth is breathing steadily. He's got a nice bump on his forehead from when he tumbled down the hill. Or the slope, I should say. He tumbled straight into the wall of this building. If you slap him, you're just gonna do nothing. He's taking a nice nap.
Jeez, he must have really
if you
rolled really far since when we came in.
So behind the campaign, I rolled a nat 1. So Firth is gonna be asleep for a little while here, boys.
Teabag him.
Oh, it's fine. Leave Firth out here. Anyways, this is the master's quarters and the sir's quarters, not Firth's quarters. That's the doghouse. You made it specifically for him. That's Firth's house, unbelievably. And when Nobby says that, if you guys were to turn at the doghouse, you would see the name Firth Wall in a gold plate above the little entrance to the doghouse.
Who gave him the doghouse?
Well, you did, of course, all three of you. You couldn't decide on what quarters to give your servants, so you decided doghouse for now, seeing as Firth was the only one you had companioning with you. I don't know if companioning's a word, but it sounded good.
Sure did.
Ah, I see the arrow now. It seems you forgot about the reflect spell that was cast on this house. Oof! I feel that, and that's strange because I am a doorknob and not a human.
Linda opens the door.
Ooh! Well, hello, Master Linda. Come to see the comeuppance, or not comeuppance. Ooh, a little crazy. You just turned me around a little bit.
So what else can
Ooh,
this
that-
house do?
Well, it's funny you say that. Well, and Nobby's about to go into a song if anybody wants to stop him, because I did not prepare a song for this.
No, go
Please,
right
I'm
ahead.
begging you. Well, and Nobby's face goes inanimate again, and he stops talking. I stop myself. Turns out I'm a DM, and I can do that. Well, you can do anything in this house. I don't have a song prepared for this, but anything you do can happen at this house.
Well, what does the house do?
Well, silly, why don't you step inside and find out for yourself?
Yeah, right now it's just an empty void.
So, Erlinda, are you standing on the porch as you say this and going back into the house?
No, she was in the house. She just
So, Erlinda's voice comes out of the house, and you guys do not see her. You do not feel her presence. It's just disembodied Erlinda voice.
If I turn, I'm gonna get to my feet, and if I turn around, can I still see the wyverns eating the T-Rex?
Yeah, most of the left side of the T-Rex's face is gone. One of the wyverns is kind of holding guard as the other wyvern is. And as you're staring at them, they switch places.
All
They're
right,
like
I'm
cat
gonna go
with
in.
wings.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into the house.
Welcome inside! And as you step through the doorway, Ryu disappears and the front of the house disappears. Well, the outside disappears. And you see the same thing that Erlinda sees when she stares out. It's just this beautiful void filled with nebulas and colors that, honestly, some of them you can't even comprehend. It is just this beautiful scene of pure space around you. And as you step through that door and see that space out the front, you also just see four plain walls, nondescript. So, Erlinda and Ryu, when you look at these walls, it kind of hurts your eyes. They are everything and nothing at the same time. They're wood, they're concrete, they're cement, they're steel, they're back to wood. They're now tiny pebbles, now they're big pebbles. And it's kind of shifting with you. It doesn't disorient you, but you can't look at them for too long without it kind of just like kind of making your vision a little blurry. You know what I mean? When you stare at something that you shouldn't be staring at for too long, you kind of just disorients you. Not fuck. You can't really tell what it is, man. You can't tell what it is. It's everything, but it's nothing at the same time. The floor itself is just plain dirt. Just plain. Well, I shouldn't play. It's like polished dirt, right? Patted down and then varnished. Not varnished. I don't know the word for that, but you know what I'm getting at.
varnished dirt. Interesting.
It's polished dirt. You've never heard of polished dirt before? It's pretty common. It's pretty common. It's been it's a huge method that's been used for like centuries.
All right, so
I
they're
guess
both
the
in
better way
house.
to call it is earthen or earthen. It's like it's like clay mixed with dirt.
You mean
And
earthenware?
the polish really, well, kind of the way that it's polished is that essentially you scrub it so that any impurities that are left on the surface after you finish mixing the clay and the dirt pop out of it. So it does kind of look like tile without the lines. You know what I mean?
Fair.
It's definitely not a sturdy. Like you can put a foot imprint into it if you slam your foot down.
All right,
Tano,
if they're
your
both
two friends just
inside,
disappeared.
I'm gonna go drag Firth over to the doghouse and toss him in it.
So you're like one arm crawling against the floor right now, right?
Oh no, I
Or you
stood up.
get up.
I stood up. I did say I stood
So
up.
as you drag Firth along, you just hear. And every once in a while he'll say like a word like, "No, no, mom, no, no, I don't want to go to school." Followed by more.
For the
You
record,
put him
you're canonizing the Mickey Mouse Funhouse, right? That's what we're doing here.
kind of, yeah. As soon as Tana steps through that, I'll show you what we're actually doing here. But yeah, it could be Mickey's Funhouse if you want it to be. You guys are about to build your fortress. Do you put Firth inside the doghouse, or do you leave him in front of it?
No, I kind of like give him a little as I'm dragging him, as like if you were dragging like a sack of some sort, and you just kind of like toss it without taking it off the ground.
A sack of dwarven potatoes. Yeah,
Yep.
I get what you're putting down.
Yep.
Oh.
And then I'm gonna make my way back over to the front of the house, but then I'm gonna stop. Can I still see the wyverns out there?
Yeah, you can still see the wyverns out there. Pretty much, you just getting skeleton vibes from the head of the T-Rex there.
Cool.
It's
I'm
not looking
going
good
to-
for that T-Rex.
I'm gonna attempt to shoot one of the wyverns in one of their eyes.
Mazak,
immediately
I would definitely
turn
not
around.
command you that again. Don't do it. Don't do it.
And then turn around and run in the house.
Did you let go of the arrow?
Did I let? I mean, yes, I loosed the arrow.
Oh god damn it, Tano! No, the reflex spell.
I'm
please.
shooting it away from the house.
It's around the whole entire fucking area, buddy. That's like. Do me a favor, roll your attack roll. I'm not undoing this. I gave you a chance when I doubled up and went. Are you sure you let it go?
I shot at the house. It was reflected away from the house and back at me. I'm shooting away from the house. Why is it reflecting from nothing back at me towards the house?
I probably would have asked Nobby that question before I shot a second arrow.
I asked what the house does. He started singing and then stopped.
It's not reflecting at the house, buddy. It's reflecting at you.
See, that would have been good to know before, when I asked what the fuck the house does.
Nobby straight up told you there was a reflect ward around the house.
You expect me to just know that?
I literally told you it. Nobby literally said, he went, "Ooh, Tano, I see you forgot about the reflect spell."
But didn't say what it does.
Okay, you earned this. Roll your attack, buddy. You've earned this. You have earned this so hard.
I don't know what I don't know what the fuck it does. I just shot at the house. Clearly, I don't know what the fuck
in his character. He is so in his character. It's unbelievable. Guys, I want to tell you, this isn't Ryu. This is him being him. This is him in real life. No, you. This is how you are in real life. Just like your character is you. And I find it hysterical. Now roll your fucking attack roll. Please tell me you got a nat 20.
It was a nat 1!
Okay, well this is how this play is out. Where are you standing when you fire this arrow?
On the porch right in front of the door.
So you see this arrow, you let loose of this arrow, and you watch as Nobby in complete horror is like, no! You see the arrow bounce off the reflect spell that is warding the whole entire clearing. Right? You see it do the cartoony U. And then because you're standing on the porch, the arrow flies back, but activates the reflect spell that's warding the house itself. You have just portaled this arrow. If Erlinda and Ryu were to stick out their head right now, they would see an arrow bouncing off the wall of the clearing, back at the wall of the house, back at the wall of the clearing, and it's getting faster every single time it bounces.
No,
Nabi!
it's static defense.
Sir Tano, I think the best idea for you right now is to put the bow on the porch and just step inside the house. Your companions are waiting for you. I don't know why this
Railgun
happens every time you come to this
invented.
house. But you always forget about this goddamn reflex spell. Honestly, sir, I don't think you and the other masters really thought about the reflect wards being on the house and the clearing individually. I think you should have just done the clearing. And Anabi closes the door with a loud slam and then opens it. And he says,
Wait,
now
so
get in the house, please.
there's two
Fine,
reflex
but I'm
spells.
taking my bow. Can you
there's one-
cancel the outer reflect spell for a minute so he can leave?
I'm going to tell you right now. If you
Please.
take that bow, please do not unleash an arrow inside the house. The reflex spell works inside the house as well. We do not need a infinitely speeding up arrow inside of the house. I'm a doorknob. I do not know how to handle this situation at the moment. Quite frankly, I'm very upset that you forgot about this. I've warned you multiple times. You've been here for like years at this point. I don't understand. I can't cancel the reflect spell on the wards either. That's a bad idea, because I'd have to cancel the whole entire warding spells that have been placed around the clearing. And then those two wyverns that, well, unfortunately might be in the path of that arrow, and you might get a double wyvern kill, which would be sick, Master Tano. Sick! Absolutely sick! I do not believe it's a good idea, because if it doesn't hit them, you now have two angry wyverns and no protection against them. Please step inside the house!
I don't know. Even if there's two of them, he's a pretty reasonable guy. I feel like we should be able to have a meaningful conversation.
You hear the cracking of wood, like wood splinters, as the hinges come off of the door itself. And both Tano on the outside and Erlinda and Rio on the inside, you can see this. As Nabi magically grows feet at the bottom of the door and arms on the left and right side of the door, pulls himself free. All right! That's it! I said it! You're getting in the house! He grabs you, Tano, by both arms, turns around, throws you into the house like a sack of potatoes that's been lifted off the ground and thrown through the air, plants his ass back on the floor, his legs shoot back into the door, and the arms shoot back into his body. You hear the reverse sound of cracking wood as the hinges plant themselves back on the door, and this time all three of you hear a firm locking sound as the door locks, and Nabi goes, all right, you guys, time out for an hour. As you can see, the inside of this place has nothing inside of it right now. As per your wish, should you ever turn up on this doorstep with Tano with a arrow in his chest, a knocked out Firth, and two clueless masters to let you rebuild. What you are standing inside is a micro dimension that you guys created. Years in the future, this place has existed and will always exist. Some call it a paradox. You call it home. For the next hour, you're locked in here. Let me know what you want. You shall have it. But please, Ryu, Sir Ryu, and Master Erlinda, should Tano touch his bow, please, I beg you, knock him out. Just knock him out. Also, I have a note from your future selves.
And Linda casts Eldritch Blast on Tano.
The reflect spell, brother.
Please roll the attack roll.
No. This is point blank, right in his chest.
Well, Erlinda, roll it. I want to make this fizzle so hard. Because remember how earlier I was like, there's no way you're going to die tonight? Unless you really piss me off. And you guys were spot on. You guys were spot on. You spot on. Tano's going to die from stupidity. Did you roll damage on that, by the way? Because you haven't healed from the last arrow. Oh, wait, the other arrow didn't hit you. You're safe.
Yeah.
Erlinda, roll your fucking attack rolls. You're about to take an Eldritch Blast to the chest.
Nah, she's.
What did you just say?
It's the Eldritch Steamer.
Alright, that's it. The tells them there's two angry wyverns outside. Do with that information as you will. While they cannot come in here, they can still damage the house. And outside, all you hear is.
Okay. Nobby, can you please explain who you are? You said we built this house in the future?
There's a note from your future selves. I think it would be a good idea if you read that now, as I try to figure a way to get two angry wyverns out of the clearing, when I have no idea of how to do that. Do you guys know how to deal with wyverns? I don't. I don't. I'm just a fucking house. I'm a talking door now. Honestly, I'm quite aware of my existence. It scares the shit out of me. But the only thing that's good about it is I have three masters that come and hang out with me. God, they did not explain this in their note. And as Nabi is just complaining, you see the note float over to you as Nabi uses Mage Hand to hand you your future self's note.
Oh, thank you.
Now be forewarned before you open this. And if anyone even dares to try and open that note, Nabi's gonna punch you in the face so fucking hard. Nabi's a level 12 or level 20. Just letting you know this right now. Nabi does not fuck around. He does. He does fuck around a little bit. But right now, he's not fucking around. Nabi's gonna kill somebody tonight.
How am I supposed to know what's in the note if I don't open it?
Before you open the note, future Master Erlinda, to the current Erlinda, has one word of advice. Opening the note could change the future. Do so at your own risk.
I just lift my hand up from laying on the ground and be like, that's more than one word.
You see three bright neon pink SSJ3 mage hands pop into existence and start beating the shit out of you. Ryu and Erlinda, you just see Tano on the floor getting bullied like he's in third grade all over again. That's right. Now you shut up. Just shut up. Shut up. I'll call the hands off. You're gonna shut the fuck up. Now we ain't playing no games now.
Opens a portal, 3 cannonballs just hit you right in the junk.
This is Nobby's dimension. All right, guys.
It's apparently ours. I don't know.
Master Erlinda and Sir Ryu. To explain, this is a dimension of infinite possibility. If you want a couch, all you got to do is ask for a couch and it will appear where you want it. Should you want a forge, should you want anything, you can ask and you can receive it. There are some limitations to what you can do, and due to your current abilities, there's only so much you'll be able to produce. The ability to produce these things comes from your own quintessential spirit, is the best way to put it. The more you experience, the more powerful you become, the better your conjurations in this dimension become. They are tied to one another. For right now, the basic necessities are essentially all that you can master. So would you want a bed or a forge, you should be able to produce it. However, if you want a forge that's hot enough to even melt adamantium, you have to experience more in your life. And I should tell you, in the future, you guys have a pretty cool fortress. Just letting you know. This dimension gets wild. You should see some of the parties Erlinda throws when you guys are out. And unbelievably, Tano does mature. Please don't open that note. If you open that note, it changes the future and Tano doesn't mature, I'm going to be sorely disappointed.
I stand up,
Okay. Yes.
punch drunk for all the mage hands. I'm just like, my kindergarten bully is harder. I'm gonna reach for the note.
Yeah, Linda takes the note away. It's like,
Yeah!
And
Give me the note.
okay, Nabi, the first thing I would like to summon is a
Give it to me!
is a wooden column with chains on it and Tano to be immediately chained up.
Yeah, let's do it! And you see
You weren't
Tano's
kidding about
arms
those
immediately
parties.
fly up where it... Yeah, no, seriously. You see Tano's arms fly into the air before you see the shackles appear halfway onto his wrists and the wooden column behind him appear that the chains are attached to. Yeah, this is pretty much akin to what you do in the future. I see you're already in the habit.
Nobby!
I'm scared to understand what you mean by that, but I'm not gonna think about it.
Nobby!
Let's just say dragons aren't the only thing you get with.
Iron Maiden, but feather dusters instead of spikes.
You lost your conjuration privilege. You'll get
No,
nowhere.
Oh, Navi, can we
2
completely revoke his conjuration abilities?
Unfortunately, your future self signed a contract with me. I should explain. This really is
that would be nice.
However, I grant you or you have done not be a great service in the future. And because of that great service, I honor you as my master for what you've done. Not mentioned is your mention. Whatever you do. However, I cannot revoke the contract without you, for all three, agreeing to end the contract itself.
Can it be a 2-to-1 vote?
I like those odds! But no, you didn't have to be 3-0.
No, dang.
Unless one of you dies, and Nabi produces a dagger in the air in front of Erlinda, and it's pointed at Ryu, or not Ryu, pointed at Tano. I mean, I'm just saying.
Nah, we'll keep him alive for now.
Oh, your future self would have done it.
I really don't want to know what my future self is doing.
Cool, because I had an ability to show you that, but now that you've said that, we'll glance over that for now.
Alright, what do we need now then?
We're really going to glance over that. Okay?
I really don't want to know.
I
You hear a
do.
click of the, you hear a snap of the fingers as a magic mirror appears on the left wall. And Erlinda very adamantly does not want to look at this. And even if you were, there's nothing that you see in the mirror, Erlinda. However, as soon as Tano says, I do, an image spins up in the mirror that only Tano can see. Do you want to look at it? Do you want to see what it really is? Tano gets sucked into the magic mirror.
Yeah!
Does he get sucked in
That is-
Shane's pole and all?
Nabi might have played a little joke! You guys might need to go save him. No, I'm not joking. You might need to go save him. This is not a joke. He just got sucked into another dimension. This is a little joke that we play in the future. Don't worry about it. You guys will have a laugh 15 years down the road. Like, you guys literally laugh about this exact situation 15 years down the road. It's kind of eerie.
Can we just ask for him back?
No. To be fair, I don't want to be mean to you, Sir Ryu, and I don't want to be mean to you, Master Erlinda. However, I do have 2 angry wyverns outside that I have to deal with. So, I mean, it's a little fun. You guys start to hear the sound of what sounds like what you would know as a vacuum cleaner. And you guys start feeling like you're being pulled.
Oh boy, here we go.
Into the mirror.
Yeah, and just as Erlinda finishes that sentence, the both of you fly into the mirror too. And you guys don't hear this, but I'm going to say it anyways because it's fun. Oh boy! Well, they're sure going to love this one. Alright, cool. We're going to move this.
Oh,
Hey, it's almost like the same exact map that we were just on, except with snow on it.
wow. How original.
Wow, okay. You hear Nabi in the distance. You know, I'm really offended by that!
Well, you should know, Nobby. If you know me in the future, you know that I offend people very easily.
You're much kinder in the future. You go through some real trauma, but I'm not going to spoil it.
I've already died once, so...
I won't allude. I should, but I won't. Alright, you guys all put your characters in the right, or you two put your characters in the right space. Ryu, join them on the map. Yeah, that's right, bitch. You know what? Honestly, I probably should have done that. That's my fault. I layered it down, so now you shouldn't have to layer up again. All right. It only took us 2 hours to get here. Fantastic. Mostly me eating salad. I do apologize. So you guys hear ethereal jingle bells in the sky as shit. You guys hear ethereal jingle bells in the sky as you see the first snowflakes start seeing the first snowflakes falling from the sky. You are in what you assume the same swamp you were just in, just in the winter. The life that you were hearing in the swamp prior, before you even got jumped by goblins and velociraptors, there was plenty of life going on. In the forest that you're currently standing in, there's not really much going on. Besides the damp sound of the winter forest, and the ethereal jingle bells, just going in the very far off distance. It is quiet. It is not a super loud sound, but yeah, man. You'd be vibing. They're definitely playing in different notes too. You almost make it out a song that sounds kind of like. All right. Firth is not with you. It is just the three of you.
Oh, wonderful. Look at what...
Am I still restrained?
I wish, but no.
Okay. I will say you're still fucked up, though. You have not been healed. Yep.
You still have holes in you.
How much health do you have left?
26.
Alright, I'll cast a... Since we're probably going to have our long rest at some point, I'll probably just do a second level healing word so you regain.
Don't mark it off your sheet before you can even finish the cast. You hear Neverwinter, and you see a red dot falling from the sky, and it's getting bigger by the second. It's not huge. Starts off as a little tiny speck, and you see something dash across the sky. And Tano, if you were to look straight up, you would get hit in the face with a healing potion. This is a very special healing potion. For you have just recovered all your HP, and you now smell like pine trees.
Okay.
And before we even go any further, Everwinter is a winter holiday in Neverwinter. I did that. And I own up to it, you motherfuckers. Anyone who hears this, you can groan as much as you like to. I took one letter out, motherfuckers. And Everwinter is a traditional holiday celebrated by all peoples on Everwinter. It is a winter celebration. It's like winter solstice combined with it's not so much presents, but more so it is a giving spirit. It is the holiday in which you would go around and try to help those who are much less well off than you are, whether it be with an adventure or it just be by crafting something up and helping them out. But it is a very, very important holiday to pretty much everybody because it is the one time of the year where even nations that are at war, clans that are feuding, set aside their differences to parlay and eat a dinner together and converse.
Oh, correction. When I accidentally casted that healing word, I realized I read my spells wrong. I actually have 3 level 1s, 1 level 2, and 3 third level spells still left.
Well, see, we were going to do a long rest, and I thought of the holiday special. Hey, Erlinda, look up. As also another red potion smashes you in the face.
Well, I didn't.
You have all your spell slots back.
Okay.
And you, my friend, smell like peppermint.
Ugh, I hate the smell of peppermint.
Sexy sucker, Linda. Hey, Ryu, you missing anything? Any health points?
I was missing some health points and am feeling mildly hungry.
Cool. And as you
Looking
look
up
up to the sky, yeah, you get hit in the face with a piece of coal.
Damn it.
Stop using your goddamn echo to confuse the DM's plans! Happy Neverwinter!
Oh. That's what you
As
did?
this, as
I thought you were fornicating with it.
No, but apparently your future self might.
Oh,
hey,
What?
nah, you don't hear Nabi react or anything. You guys kind of feel like you might have been left alone now.
Alright, Linda's just gonna start looking around for whatever there might actually be in this area.
You want to throw me a roll?
Yes, I will throw you a perception roll.
Coolio.
I'll run up and do just a I don't know, see if there's
smoke
smoke again. Maybe we can
15.
figure out how to get back.
So 15 perception. So Erlinda, let me paint the scene here. Besides just the forest itself, when you guys looked up, you saw a thick blanket of clouds. You guys know when there's clouds that look like that, there's a good chance it's going to snow really hard. One might even say blizzard levels of snow. The thing you saw dashing across the sky was just like a black dot amongst the clouds. You couldn't really make out a form, more so a shadow against the clouds. As you look out around you, you see this bright red glow coming from the eastern side of the forest. It's like one of those cartoonish red glows you see in Christmas movies, where it's like it's the whole entire town's lit up, so the whole entire area's got to glow red. And you see dozens of smoke clouds billowing from multiple different chimneys. And you can make when the wind blows, you can hear the sounds of a town working. Not loudly, but very faintly. Just when the wind picks up, you can hear like the clink as a hammer strikes a piece of metal, or even just the very small chirping of a saw as it crosses wood. Yeah.
Okay, here. I think there's a settlement up that way. We should probably check it out.
Would you say you'd settle for heading that way?
I'd settle on these nuts.
Oh,
Oh.
Yep. I heard that. Ryu, what we were trying to do again?
I mean, if we can see all of that from here, then I probably wouldn't. I was just.
Oh, you definitely can.
Definitely can see all of.
Fly in here.
Okay.
Fly in here.
Seems a little like a trap, but
I told you you would not get trapped early on.
You told me you would eventually, but sure, yes, let's do it.
I'm not that much of an asshole.
Eventually.
Okay. If you guys want to glance down to the red square on the bottom or on the mid right of the screen, Rio, this is what you see.
Oh, looks cozy.
I'm not going to put the images of people on here. You do see the shadows of people walking around. It is not very light outside. It is essentially twilight, right? Twilight's afternoon. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, twilight. I'm so descriptive, guys. Remember that one time Buzz came in here and was like, "You damn dude, you really just described that shit." Yeah.
That's what the DM is
Yeah.
supposed to do.
Yeah, well, I don't do the things the DM is supposed to do. DM's supposed to work on the campaign in the in between sessions, and I totally do. That was not leading to another thing. Cool. So you do see this. You don't see really people. You can't really make out what they look like, but you do see people moving around, just like the shadows of people. You
They seem to be
see,
moving like people.
yes, like people.
Okay.
Definitely not some weird Wendigo skinwalker thing that's going to eat you as soon as you walk into town.
Wonderful.
So I walk into town.
And you get confronted by a window skinwalker. You've walked right into my trap.
Well, see, it's not a trap if you're expecting a trap.
Inside that Wendigo, were actually 3 gnomes dressed as a Wendigo
God
skinwalker.
damn it!
Got to!
I'd been eaten by gnomes.
3 kobolds in a trench coat.
Best character ever. But yeah, so you make that out. There's a fire in like a bonfire in the middle of the town itself, and you see shadows walking over it and throwing things on it. And you can see like this flame grow as something hits it to combust it a little bit more. You can see things working in the distance. You can make out that one of these shops, probably this one. Hold on. Damn it. Where did we put the rings? I'm gonna have to make new ones, but I know we have them somewhere. But this right here looks like it's probably a workshop, considering the amount of things that you see coming and going from the front door. The smaller houses you see around here are just that, houses. And then there's also a good amount of people walking in and out of this one as well. But that's pretty much all you can make out from the sky. Coolio?
Oh, that's awesome.
My friends and neighbors, what would you like to do?
So I'm making my way downtown.
Walking fast.
I'm walking fast.
Just before we get into earshot of anybody else, I'm just going to yell out, "Hey, Nobby," and just see if anything happens.
So the Tano and Erlinda, you do not hear this. Ryu, you do hear this. You hear, yeah, what's up, man?
Oh, that actually worked.
Yeah, it's my dimension, dude.
Oh, well, then why are we still here? Can you bring us back?
I mean, yes, I could bring you back anytime I want to. But the more important question is, will I bring you back, dude?
Will you bring us
The
back,
answer's no.
please? Okay.
No.
Littering.
Dude, is there
No, this is a little fun story.
Littering.
So, while I cannot tell you what's in the note, unless you guys decide to open up the note, I can tell you, as you've already heard me say, the future you. To guarantee that future, you guys have to go through a certain specific amount of events in a very specific sequence. I'm not saying this is one of them because that might affect the future, but I'm not saying it's not one of them because that would also affect the future. You get what I'm putting down? Point being, there's something you folks have to do here. And if you don't do it, then none of this happens? Quite honestly, I don't understand how this paradox works, but it does work. Do not test it.
All right, well, good to know. Thank you for the help.
Tell Sir Tano that you spoke to me. I'm ignoring him right now. And then you hear like a little, like a bubble pop, and you kind of feel like Nabi might have disappeared. In the snow next to your feet, you see the outline of a doorknob. It's got a little winky face at you. So yeah.
I'll catch up to the others.
Coolio, you guys are trudging through the snow, mile after mile, and anyone who gets that reference is good in my book. That was a reference. One of the references of all time, certainly one of them. So yeah, you guys trudging through the snow. Again, as you're walking through, the snow starts to fall heavier and heavier. About half an hour from your walk. By the way, this is not close by. It's a lot further than it feels it should be. Almost like this forest keeps getting bigger and bigger, and that you guys aren't really making any progress. But you are. There's no trick here. Just like a TARDIS, it's bigger on the inside than it seems. Oh, you know what? That's what she said too. All right. I make myself laugh here, folks. This is the me show.
Can the DM take 10d6 psychic damage real quick?
Yeah, you can. Hold on, let me get the frying pan. be insane
That's
if you had to hit that
bludgeoning,
bomb.
not psychic.
Well, if I hit myself hard enough, it's gonna be psychic damage. I'll never be the same. You might get you might get an actual DM out of this. You never know.
Weirdly, the campaign progressed really smoothly after this. I don't know what happened.
Didn't say a lot of words, but he was really descriptive of the ones he did use. Yeah. So you start going from walking in the snow to trudging in the snow to being waist deep in snow. How are you guys feeling? Because it's starting to seem like you guys
Cold.
might get drowned in snow soon.
Well,
I mean, as soon as it starts getting past like the point where it's like they're uncomfortable to like walk in it, I'm just gonna like hover or like be kind of like flying with them.
Move yourselves over to that oval I just put there.
which one?
The one on the top map.
Okay.
You guys are walking through the forest. To give you a sneak preview of where we're headed.
Oh, that one. Thought you were talking about the one on the map.
Nope. Get rid of that real quick. So at this point, you guys are like, again, seriously in chest deep snow. You've pushed as far as you can. Ryu is absolutely, or not Ryu, Tana is absolutely right. It is getting fucking cold. And just as you think, this might be it. You see a lantern in the distance glow, or a lantern glow in the distance. I want you guys to imagine this is essentially the world is spinning.
I don't know why it stopped spinning where it did.
Where the world goes, where it stops, nobody knows. Oh, he connected it, the son of a bitch. The son of a bitch.
That's some serious tech right there.
That is some serious fucking tech right there. But if you look at the trees, it's all unconnected now. So yeah, you see this lantern go. I want you guys to imagine. We've gone from Twilight, right, where you can make things out. It's not bright, but you can make things out. To pitch black, the darkest dark. There are no stars in the sky. There is no moon. There's no light. Right, you're chest deep in snow. As best as you can, you've been pushing through this thing. Do you guys have torches? Do you guys have lanterns? Like, what do you use to keep like guiding your way as it gets darker?
I do have a torch.
All right, cool. So, for anyone using a physical light, by the time you get chest deep in snow, there's a very good chance that your light has died out. For our light cantrip here, what color? What does it look like as you walk through?
Just white light, nothing special.
Cool. It only penetrates about 5 feet.
You know what?
Right.
Like for the funny, we'll say like it's a weirdly like. I think I made like a weirdly like ghostly green color just for the fact that she's a spirits bard and she's a zombie. So.
You can keep changing it as much as you want to. The as you describe it
RGB, let's go!
No, you're not making it fucking phase in out of colors. Yeah, as you guys are walking through the snow chest deep, all you hear is
Ein, zwei, Polizei, 3, 4, Kanadier, 5, 6, Sonic, 7, 8 und danach.
Nah,
you guys are just fucking raving through the forest.
From the Porsche in Super Troopers.
It's actually Avicii's levels. Jesus Christ, guys. I was bringing it to a dark place, and boom, right out of it again. Alright, so your light truly does only penetrate about 5 feet.
How well does
It
dark
is-
vision do?
Same thing, 5 feet. So, for those who have dark vision, you might now realize that there is magical darkness going on here. And for those of you who remember, you might be a little unnerved, because this isn't the first time you've dealt with magical darkness. And I do remember the last time you dealt with it, there was attached to that magical darkness.
Oh boy.
I'm just saying that's me metaing for you guys. It is not. It might not be that. It could be that. Who knows? I know, but you don't. It's fun for me. I love anxiety. But you do see the other light through the darkness, and it is far away. So you know something can penetrate it. It's just you can't.
But I'm very good at penetrating things.
And this light is standing above the snow, by the way. So from where you are, this thing looks like it's just floating above the snow. It's not. It is standing on it, but it looks like it's floating. And you hear the crunch of footsteps as it walks towards you.
Linda's gonna put her disguise self on so that she doesn't look like a corpse.
Cool. I love how your companions have just gotten used to it.
Yeah. Yep.
We're just like, oh,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Totally cool,
corpse
but-
bard, love it.
One of us.
Ryu is going to pop his echo up in a tree and like swap places with it.
I'm just not going to stand quite
all right,
as tall,
sick.
and I'm going to tunnel like 5-10 feet to the right.
No, you should just roll the dwarf, you fucking mine. No, I don't.
Diggy diggy hole, diggy diggy hole.
I am a dwarf, and I diggy hole.
The song changes.
Yeah, you hear that. You stop hearing the jingle bells in the background. You hear the sick power metal guitar riff in the background, followed by the hardest fucking power metal you've ever heard in your life. The light brightens up, and it's just four dwarves just sitting there singing fucking
Guys,
diggy diggy hole.
What the fuck kind of loot is that?
What the fuck is that? Wait, does he have explosives still? You see an explosion happen? Alright, no, you don't see that. That'd be funny as fuck, though.
Yes, I believe that loot is actually an electric guitar.
What the fuck is
It's
a
an
guitar?
electric loot. Guitars exist.
I know.
I believe they
Nah, it's more like August Burns. It's more like August Burns Red's Carol of the Bells.
Yeah, to
and
answer your
out-
question about the electric guitar, I think it was invented by someone, by some halfling. I think his name was Jurlo or something like that.
Do not try and pull Erlo into this campaign, because he'll be under my control and you're all gonna die. Erlo walks in with a shotgun as you're all chest deep in snow and steals you one by one. Merry Christmas, motherfuckers.
You feeling lucky, punk?
Yarr. Erlo's a pirate now. He's missing a leg. Okay, this is the problem. We do this every fucking time. Round it on back. I'm the DM. I should be rounding this. The DM booklet has told me this. I should be rounding the conversation back in. This is why sessions take 8 hours. Alright, guys. This is the problem with trying to condense this into 2 hours. We really need longer sessions.
The person with the worst ADHD is the one who's in charge.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. It's bad. It's so bad. Anyways, you really do hear the as this lake gets close enough that you can start making out the facial features. And the first thing you notice is this long red beard, like Viking style beard, as a man in a red fur suit with white fur accents, long, gorgeous red hair, and a scar down across his eye on his left
George
thigh.
Washington?
Walks through and says, "Merry Evermas. Now get on out of the snow and we'll get you in some warm."
Oh, hello there, handsome.
I pop my
Guys
head up
gotta
out of the snow.
hurry.
Okay, let's go.
You guys aren't taking this very seriously, I can tell. Hurry. We don't
I'm
have
cold. I don't know what
much
you
time.
mean. Let's go.
He snaps his fingers, and all three of you now have red fur suits with white accented fur around them, catered to your specific form, however you want it to look.
Ooh, fancy.
I'm just a big ball of fluff because it's warm.
Well, aren't
You guys hear. This is the first noise you've heard besides the crunching of the snow underneath this man's feet. And it is a terrifying, blood-stopping, blood-curdling screech. Unhuman, unnatural. The man you see turns his head, crouches down low, and goes, "Quiet. Be absolutely silent and be absolutely still. Whoever cast the light, turn it off now." As you see, he starts winding this knob he has on the side of his lantern down, and the red light starts to fade a little bit.
Okay, just a little. No light.
And right before he extinguishes his lantern completely, if you move or make noise, you die. And the lantern goes out, and you hear a hiss, and nothing. Just the sound of snowflakes hitting the ground in the millions as the blizzard truly starts to set in. And then you hear the sound of wood scraping, as if a claw came across the bark. Just a long, crisp sound as the bark renders in two. And you don't hear it on one tree at first, and then you hear a second one further away from you, and then a third one closer, and more coming from all directions around you. And then it stops. And you hear that screech again. But this time it's coming from in between all three of you. And it stops. And the light from the lantern begins to fade back in as the man starts to line his lantern. And he turns to all three of you. Good. None of you are dead. We need to go. When this blizzard sets in true, if we are not inside, they'll get us. We've been fighting them off for centuries. You're the first visitors we've had in a long time. How'd you like the healing potions, by the way?
Oh, they were
Thank
quite
you.
lovely. Thank you.
All right, and I'm going to like appear behind him and just like, well, I got cold, so I don't know how I feel about that.
You know what you did. Merry Evermiss. Now let's go.
He knows.
And he turns away from you. And he's Tana disappears into the dark, and all you hear from the darkness is, "Ah!" The man rushes to hurry up to keep you within the light. And then you fade out of the light just ever so much. You see, not Tana, but the two of you see a bead of sweat drop down from his face as he inches forward to where he last saw Tana. And Tana is just laying face first in the snow.
I slipped.
Yeah, you see a branch sticking out from between the path and the snow. By the way, if you guys didn't notice, as you start climbing, or as you're chest deep in the snow, as he comes to you with the lantern, as you take each step, you get further and further above the snow. To the point when Tana disappears out of view, you guys are standing on the snow again. You're not sinking anymore. Don't do that. Not only did you just put yourself in danger, you just put all of us in danger. Stay close. You're lucky. That luck's going to run out. We're not that far away from the village. Tana's gonna die.
I don't do that.
Yeah, Tana's gonna die, guys. I'm not even
I feel like
joking.
that's just
Tonight
kind
is
of
the
been the
night he's gonna
general
die.
theme. I feel like that's just been the general theme of the campaign. Not only did you risk,
See, guys, this is the true test. I made this character, and until he actually dies, we know he's not serious.
Flashback to the second episode where I killed all of you and then brought you back the next day.
Exactly.
Oh boy, guys, it's gonna be a party of two when he dies. He's gonna need like a month and a half to figure out his new character. It's bad.
Yep.
This man is getting very upset. If you run in front of us one more time,
I didn't
will turn
actually
the light
run. I was
off.
joking, but you fuck.
No, you all right? Even if you took like a half step in front of him, because
Okay.
I'm not gonna let you retcon that whole entire thing. Like you
No, not the whole thing. The
jokingly.
first time I did. The second time I
No. For the second one, we're gonna say that joke came into it because you can't fuck around all the time. You took a
Fine.
joking half step as soon you didn't step out of the light. But even the joke itself is enough to make him angry. If you do that again, I will turn this light off. Your companions will stay still. They won't talk. They've been following. You will die. I don't think that's the way you want this story to end tonight. Just follow me. There is food and there is safety. There's nothing to joke about here. Normally I'm the jolly one.
And Linda just smacks Tano in the back of the head. Listen to this kind and admittedly attractive individual. He's trying to own us.
This man puts up his hand and you see a golden ring around his ring finger. Thank you for the compliment. Again, we can do this at the village. I'm already taken. Let's get to safety.
Yes, so that's
All right, no one's going to argue that. We're going to run? We're good. All right, cool. As you guys go to move, this man crouches down again and goes, "Quiet, stop moving." And starts to dwindle the lantern again. And right before the light fades entirely, you see this long, grotesque clawed hand punch through the darkness. And you can see this vapor pulling off of the hand as it reaches into the light. And you can see the matter around what looks like these elongated, extra-knuckled fingers with these long, crazy talons, like impossible shaped talons, start to disappear into the smoke as it fades into the air. And you again hear this blood-curdling screech, but this time you can tell it's not like a hunting noise. It's not trying to echo its companions. It's genuine pain and frustration as it lashes out of the man with the red hair. And as soon as that hand punches through that light, you see this man crank up the lantern to the highest it can go. And you don't see the form of what just lashed out to it because this light envelops the whole entire area. And the instant it touches anything that is not you, it vaporizes. So the trees are fine, you're fine, the snow is fine. But you can see the arm as it comes back and vaporizes at almost the same exact moment. So you can see the outline of this creature that was standing there. And it is horrifying. It has multiple, what looks like could be multiple appendages. It is 12 to 16, maybe 18 feet in total size. And you don't know if it's crouched down or if it's just long, but you know it is big. On the trees surrounding this outline as it disintegrates, you can see gashes. You see one tree is almost completely clawed in half. And as you look at this red-haired man, you can see him as he clenches his eyes down further in a grimace, not of terror, but a grimace of anger at seeing what these creatures are doing to the lands around his home. He turns his head around and goes, "Run!" And starts running with you. He tries to stay as close to you as possible. And I'm going to need athletics rolls from all of you. Yeah, now that's appropriate.
I rolled a 6.
You just waited 2 more minutes.
Well, I'm sorry.
So
He said we need to go right now. I started going.
Yeah, I rolled 6.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
20?
8.
8. Okay. Erlinda, you trip as the running starts. And as you feel the weightlessness as the air takes you, and you're off the ground entirely as you fly through the air while you trip, you feel this man grab onto the back of your shirt and pull you along. He is dragging you. You're not gripping the ground. You're not standing up. You may be flailing your legs to try and get up again, but it's not happening. He's dragging you with him. Ryu, you feel as he says, run. You already feel him gripping you as he just snatches you off your feet and pulls you alongside of him. Ryu, you're just on his back hugging him.
Perfect.
This man is carrying all three of you and full tilt sprinting now. You can see the glow of the camp getting brighter and brighter. And you can start making out what seem to be like the edges of a wall made of entirely wood that has been sharpened at the top of it. So a very menacing sight to see in the middle of this like very beautiful winter scene. As he is running and pulling you guys along, Erlinda, what you see behind you is nothing but pure darkness and the footsteps that this man has made. Tano, you can see, so he's got you by his right arm, and as he's dragging you, you're getting a peripheral vision of his right-hand side, or the right hand of the forest path that you're walking, and behind, just like Erlinda. In the corner of your eye, you can see shapes coming into view and instantly disintegrating as they touch that light. Ryu, you've got full view of everything. You see the sweat beating down from this man's face as he is clearly past exhaustion already, and just going on pure muscle memory. He is forcing himself to run right now. In front of him, you see outline after outline after outline come into the light and disintegrate, come into the light and disappear, come into the light and smoke away. Each form, while similar in structure, is entirely different. The more of these you see, the more of the outline you can put together in your head. Some of these things have multiple arms, some of them have multiple legs, some of them have no arms and no legs whatsoever. The one thing in common is the shape of their face. The outline you see starts at like a V, right? A closed in V that's not touching, no point to it. And you can see the outline of teeth coming down each arm of this V as they connect in what would be the face. And you can see the outline of some maybe one eye, some maybe 30 eyes. And just misshapen heads. But the thing they all have in common is that mandible structure in the front of their faces. This man knows that you're looking in front as well, and he says, "Don't look. Just keep your eyes on the ground. It's less terrifying that way. Not until we show you what you're truly dealing with." I don't know what to say. And he's huffing and puffing through the sentence, right? And it's at this point you guys break through this clearing into this village. You see the walls of the village extend outwards. You can see guard towers about spaced out about one every 50 feet in this kind of circular pattern. It's not a true circle of a clearing. There is some hard lines to it, but you get the sense that like this is a fortified area. You hear in the distance, and you can see now, there's no mystical darkness in front of you. There's no more outlines coming from the front now, Ryu. And Erlinda and Tano, as you guys can see behind this man, you see ashes on the ground where these outlines would have been. You don't really get to glimpse the ash, but you see that piles of like something are being formed every time something hits this hard light. In the distance, you hear,
Run! Run! They're right behind you!
as the guards with their the guards start to point out. I think you've all figured out what these guards are, so I'm just not going to describe it till we get there. You guys at this point are about, I want to say, 100 feet away from this gate. And you're hearing all the guards at this point start screaming. You can hear the whining of a winch as the gates slowly open. They're based on this pulley system, so that's what the whining you're hearing, right? And you see dozens of gnomes in armor standing behind the gates, no weapons in hand, waving their arms frantically, trying to will you to speed up and get there faster, because they can see what's happening clearly. And it's at this moment all of you feel the lack of gravity. And Ryu, you fall off of this man. Tano, you are no longer in his hands. You are just free falling to the ground. Same, Erlinda, You were probably the first one to feel the lack of gravity as this man with red hair got launched into the air and all three of you were let go at the same time. As you fall, all three of you can see up. I want to say you're about 15 feet into the air, and you're looking up, and you can see this man just hovering in the air. There is a singular talon pierced from his back, straight through his chest, on the other side, dripping with blood. And you can see the blood starting to form at his mouth as he yells, "Run to the gate!" And with that last word, another talon shoots out from the darkness behind him, and his head just comes completely off of his shoulders and flies through the air, landing in front of Tano as he hits the ground. You just hear as dozens of gnomes at the same time cry out as they watch this man die in front of them. As you hit the ground, you hear thousands of that same screech echo at the same time. I want you all to give me another athletics check really quick.
Okie dokie.
Fif- 15.
I got 12.
15? 12?
16.
16. All three of you hit the ground standing. It might hurt a little bit, you might buckle a little tiny bit, but you have a chance. What would you like to do?
I'm booking it.
Yeah. All out run for the gate.
Yeah, I am actually gonna turn around and cast Hypnotic Pattern back there to try and disorient whatever the fuck is behind us.
Want to read me the spell description real quick?
Yeah, you create a twisting pattern of colors in a 30-foot cube within range. The pattern appears for a moment and then vanishes. Each creature in the area who can see the pattern must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or have the charm conditioned for the duration. While charmed, the creature has the incapacity condition and a speed of 0. This spell ends for an affected creature if it takes any damage or if someone else uses an action to shake the creature out of its stupor.
Okay. What's the DC on that?
15.
15? Alright, guys, you can stop clutching your pearls right now. I just rolled a 14. That is a singular roll for all the entities that are in the clearing. How does it look when you cast this?
She, her eyes glow for a bit. This, sort of ghastly, spooky green color. As she pulls out her deck of cards and just starts spinning all the cards in the deck in a giant, like, sort of spiraling formation.
Cool. I like it. So, as you turn around, what might be to your horror, you can see prints on the ground. You can't see the entities. They are still in this magical darkness. But you can see where they are. And you see about a dozen that are about 3 feet away from you. And as you I'm assuming you're backpedaling as you cast this. Like, you are actively trying to make it to the gate still. You are, like, frantically casting.
Yeah.
As you backpedal, you can see those dozen or so shapes stop moving. I'm going to assume at this point you're just like, fuck, and just dip.
Yeah, she is out of there. She did what she needed to do.
All right, boys, this is the final one. Everybody, another athletics check, please.
I realize I've been doing it.
You guys are about 20 feet, while you guys roll this, I do want to just tell you, you're about 25 feet from the gate at this point. You have made a mad dash to where you are. You hear a singular gnome cry out, "Hurry up! You gotta get in the gates! There's a ward around the whole entire clearing. Once you get inside, they can't harm you, but you gotta hurry!"
Yeah, I rolled a 4.
Alright, I want to hear the other rolls.
18.
16? 18. Ryu, you are the first one to make it across the barrier. As you touch what would be like the natural completion of the circle that this gate forms, you feel like a static electricity at like 100 times power, right? It feels electrifying. But as soon as you touch the ground on the other side, the feeling disappears completely. Tano, you're like one step behind him. And when you touch this barrier, you feel the same exact thing, except your hair stands up. And then as soon as you touch the side, same thing. You don't feel that feeling anymore. And as you guys turn around to try and catch Erlinda as she's running towards the gate, it strikes you about a half second after it happens. You watch Erlinda sprint after casting this spell, and you see clearly what these shapes are now. And it is horrifying what is behind Erlinda. And you see Erlinda just fly through the air. 1 second Erlinda is running, the next second Erlinda is now a projectile flying at speed. As Erlinda trips over her own foot. At the same time, Erlinda, I need you to make me a dexterity saving roll. The DC is 15.
Okay, dexterity saving throw. I am actually proficient in these, so I should have a decent chance.
I'm fingers crossed for you, buddy.
12.
I wish I had not crossed my fingers.
Oh boy.
Before I describe this, give me 1 second to make my own roll. Oh, buddy. Ryu and Tano, you see this slug-like entity. It's not black, but it is the absence of light itself. You're not sure if it has a hard physical form, or if it is a void of a monstrous void, capable of interacting as it swipes at Erlinda, and it connects. And you watch as Erlinda gets thrown. Now, I'm not talking lightly either. It's like watching a ball hit a stick. It's going. Erlinda's getting thrown. And you watch Erlinda as she skips across the snow as she impacts the ground. Let me roll damage out for you, buddy.
Oh boy.
It's not going to kill you. It's going to hurt, though. That's 14 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, okay. That's actually not too bad.
Yeah, like I said, it's not going to kill you. It's going to hurt a little bit.
We can see it.
Yeah, you can see it. It's hard. Seeing it is you can see the void. You can see what the shape is, but you don't you can't comprehend it. It's not. It's a moving void. There is an absence of color. There's an absence of space inside of it. It is just a void. You can make out the shape of the hands. You can see what are supposed to be eyes, but it's not. It's like a fish eye, right? When after the fish dies, it's completely hardened out and like it's white. It's like a milky calcium.
Mm.
It is calcium, right? At that point, it's just this milky white.
Enough that I can see enough of it to see that there's a center mass that I could aim at.
I wouldn't call it. Again, it's uncomprehendable. It's not like a physical form to you. You wouldn't. I don't think you would perceive it as a physical form. More so that it is a form. right? You don't know if it's real or not real. What you're seeing in front of you is just terrifying. It is just that. It is so uncomprehendable that it grips that part of your brain. Because like you have no idea how to describe it. There is nothing to describe it by. There's no color. There's nothing there, but it's there, right? There's a void where something should be. You can make out the milky eyes, but they're kind of like intangible. They're transparent. But you know it has to have some kind of physicality because it knocked Erlinda out. So I will let you make the decision what you want to do there. I'm just not sure how that will play out for you.
So from what we can see, is it traveling along the ground or is it floating?
It's traveling along the ground. You can see the before you could see it. You could see the imprint of where it was.
Okay. So can I throw down a spike growth?
You definitely can. I guess you guys want to know because you didn't see like you saw Erlinda cast a spell, but you didn't see the effects of the spell because you weren't as close as Erlinda was. But yeah, you can definitely do that.
Cool. So I'm gonna throw down a spike growth behind Erlinda.
So in comparison, let me draw a circle. Well, we'll use the oval over. All right, zoom out real quick and let me describe how this looks because I don't have a map out for the gate yet. All right. You have kind of a circle here, and you got a square inside that circle, right? And if I had a true eraser here, I would fix this up so much better. But like, imagine that the wall kind of goes like this, right? Not the interior of the circle, but this is how the wall looks, right? It goes circular, and then it kind of branches out a little tiny bit, goes up, branches back in, and then goes to complete the rest of the circle. Make sense?
All right. Yep.
Where you're standing, the gate is right. Oh, no, that's an outline. I don't want the outline for this. The gate you guys are standing at is right here. All right. Where Erlinda is, use green for my spirit bard. Erlinda got like knocked over here. Where you two are standing is like right here and right here. To see exactly where Erlinda got knocked to, you would have to step outside the gate. You know Erlinda got knocked over there, you just don't know exactly where. If you put down spike growth, you definitely can put it behind Erlinda. You're just not going to be able to put it super close because you can't necessarily see her. But it would be like, sorry, circle for that, not a square. If you put it like right here.
Yeah.
All right. I would say the distance from Erlinda to your spike growth is probably about 10 feet.
Okay.
How
So you
close?
can't see Erlinda, but you're putting it in proximity of where you saw Erlinda fly out of. Yes, Rio?
How close is the void or the thing?
So where Ryu put it, or sorry, where Tano put it, sorry, Ryu. I would say
not the growth. Sorry, I meant the.
no. This is so where Tano put down the spike growth. Essentially, where one of the creatures is standing right now. It's about right here, with inside the spike growth. Tano unknowingly probably just saved Erlinda's life.
Woo!
Yeah, thank you.
But the distance from Erlinda to what is the cast distance? Is there a cast distance for spike growth? How far away can you cast that?
150 feet.
150 feet. Okay. The distance from Erlinda to this gate now is probably about 50 again. All right, so you got knocked the fuck away.
Yeah.
You have been set back. One check there, buddy.
So you'd say it's about 50 feet to that creature now, too, from the gate.
From the gate to the creature is probably about 75.
Okay.
Because remember, the distance between this to this, between the spike growth to Erlinda at the edge of the spike growth. Spike growth's total radius is what?
Go
It's a 10?
20.
20. Cool. Perfect. So about 10 feet from here, the radius from this to this, right? And then from him to so yeah, all right. I mathed this right. This makes sense. this does make mathematical sense.
Surprisingly.
So
So
from creature I don't even know what to describe it as. From entity to Erlinda, about 10, 12 feet, right? We'll call it 10 for posterity's sake. And that's Erlinda from the radius of the Circle of Thorns, too, or Spike Growth as well. Erlinda is 50 feet away from the gate. The creature itself, if it were to go straight at the gate, would be 75. The creature is definitely more interested in Erlinda than the gate itself. Make sense?
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Do I have time to cast something else?
No. I would say for encounter's sake here, we're going to treat this as 6 seconds apiece. So every action you make is a full last turn.
Cool.
Ryu, is there anything you want to attempt before I let Erlinda start completing their run here?
Yeah, I was trying to see if I could do something fancier, but I don't particularly want to be on the other side of that wall either.
I'll tell you what, anything you do right now is going to help Erlinda out. This is a very bad fucking situation right now. I will not sugarcoat that one.
I do not want my first character death.
Can I draw the bow and hold an arrow
Yo.
for a thing that I see?
So you all right? So Erlinda may be out of frame, but from where the thing is standing, because you put your spike right there, you know you can see that. So if you want to loose an arrow at that, you can definitely lose, but you're gonna have to wait until Erlinda completes the next action.
Okay, so I just can't. Okay.
You can ready it. You can ready it. You get your action prepared for it, right? You can say at the end after spike growth, you started leaning down and reached your hand back into the quiver, right? And then we pause time right there. We switch over to Ryu to see if Ryu is doing something at the same time. And then we let Erlinda complete their action, and then we find out what happens there. By the way, I do not want Erlinda dying. This is just fucked. This is bad rolls all around for all of us.
I was basically going to see if I could use my reaction ready and hold in case something is coming up that would have gotten to her first. But if I have the chance for some reason she doesn't make it, I was going to cast web.
Okay.
Ready the action.
Not again.
Yeah, just I'm gonna say your better option here, and I'm gonna help you out with this one. Probably just ready that action to loose an arrow. So on your next turn, or during Erlinda's action, if that arrow can help out, it will.
Cool. Ready the arrow then.
Cool. Ryu.
Yeah, so I'm gonna, as I come through the gate, I'm gonna like whip around, see that she is just got thrown. I'm gonna pull out my longbow, and I am going to just start spray and pray, try to hit the thing.
You know what you could do?
So
Use your echo and try to have it, distract the
I
creatures.
can't. I can't. It has a range of 30 feet. That's why That's what I've been trying to like. I've been trying to figure out a fancier way around this without me. I don't want to go back out there.
yeah, no, it's the smart decision, man. Erlinda just got fucking tossed as if Erlinda was nothing. Stepping out there, you're probably gonna put yourself in danger too.
Right. I don't need to make the situation worse. Otherwise, that's exactly what my original plan was to have the echo like get in his face and then use my like the attack through the echo to get his attention. But that is not currently an option. So that is my current plan. Is to try to shoot him. There's a lot of rolling happening, and I'm
No, that was me.
turn.
I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
rolling.
Yeah, you don't hear my rolls. I got a pad on my desk specifically for audio purposes.
So that is my plan. Was there more things?
You're a lot of rolling. Yeah, I just rolled 30 d20s.
Yeah.
Fucking meteor falls from the sky, extinction level event commences.
Behemoth has arrived.
So you're gonna lose an arrow at the entity, or are you looking for another entity to shoot at?
The one that specifically we can quote see.
Cool. So with whip, right? You loose that arrow. You want to do me a favor and just roll an attack roll.
Yeah. So do we get a full action here?
Yeah. Well, this whatever action you make is your full action. This is like think of what you're gonna do in 6 seconds. Loosing an arrow, like aiming and loosing, is gonna take that full 6 seconds. This is not a combat scenario. This is we're trying to keep it as real as it possibly would be. If you imagine a large creature trying to, like, if this was a bear attack in the middle of the woods and you're watching your friend about to die to bear, like what the 6 seconds you have to save your friend, what are you doing?
Got it. So snapshot, less spray and pray. 25 to hit.
Holy shit! Thank God you have Ryu. So, well, wait till it plays out. So you get that as that fucking arrow flies straight and true. What part of this what part of this entity were you aiming at? Like, what part of the mass? Oh, well, not. Okay, intents and purposes, mass. What part of the mass were you aiming at? The shape. What were you aiming at? Were you aiming at, like, the face thing? Were you aiming at, like, the center mass? Were you aiming at the appendage? What were you aiming at?
More or less the center mass, or the I know we don't see a lot of motion, but like whatever looks like it's not moving. You know, like an arm would be swinging, or the head could be like there'd be a lot more motion as opposed to like the core of whatever this is.
So the reflect ward props up, and your arrow does a U-turn and flies right back at you. No, that would be sick. That would be sick. Gotta lighten the mood, because we don't. PC death is actually possible right now. I'm scared for you guys. So you lease that, and it hits dead true, man. The arrow doesn't stick into anything. What you see kind of confuses you, right? You launch, like, you shoot your arrow. Your arrow, from what you see, lands dead center mass for what you were aiming for, right? Straight and true. There's never been a truer arrow in all of existence. Like, you could use this arrow to be like a level for things, how straight and true it flies, right? It kind of just sits there for a second where it should have hit, and just floats in the air. You think it's inside of it, right? You think that because you can't see the head of that arrow anymore, but it's just floating there. This thing, its head, like. So its face is pointed towards Erlinda, right? If time was stopped, you would see this thing slowly move, trying to move through the spike growth towards Erlinda. You can't discern any facial features themselves besides those mandibles. And this one has 3 eyes on its face in weird places. Like, they're not, no symmetry. No symmetry at all. Just random spots on its head. You see one of these eyes go from face towards Erlinda to swinging around the side of its face and looking at you. You see the other eye, so 2 of the eyes are focused on you, Erlinda. One's on the top left of what would be its face, and the other one's where its chin would be, right? And you see that one that's on its chin come down to the bottom of it and looking straight down at the arrow, just floating in it. Ryu, you watch the head of this entity split in 2. You can see, like, again, you can't really make out what it is. You just see the void. But you can see, like, tendrils of this void, like, as the face rips in 2. You can see tendrils splitting from one side to the other side in these uneven formations. And it looks like it's moving, like you can barely make it out from where you're standing. But you can see its head splitting open. Erlinda, are you faced towards this thing when you trip? How did you land? I'm gonna leave this one up to you. Are you facing it, or are you facing away from it? Are you facing the ground? What are you doing?
I would say that she's facing relatively away from the creature. She's kind of on her side right now.
Cool. So you don't see it. You might catch a little bit of this in your peripheral vision, right? But you can hear the sound. It's just like the squelching sound of just like as it rips in half. Like it is a violent rip. Don't get me wrong. Ryu, you now have a whole ass other head staring at you. All three eyes are in a upside down triangle formation on its face, pointed directly at you. You see it raise one of its hands, one of its extra knuckled, grotesque, impossibly figured hands, towards you. And the second head, in the space of where you think a mouth would appear, you just hear, Erland, you hear that sound again, and Ryu, you can see the head of this one split vertically, and you can see the same color like translucent calcium. Kind of sharp, thousands of them, like shark pattern teeth emerge from where this is. And you and only you, Ryu, hear, I come for you next. First your friend and then you. And it's coming from inside your own head. I think you thoroughly pissed this thing off.
Good. They're
Erlinda.
intelligent and terrifying. Fantastic.
Erlinda, you in your own head hear just ear-shattering, piercing shrill in your head. It's not the same blood-curdling shrill. It is a much more refined, harm-intending shrill.
A much more refined grill.
It's like, you ever see those videos in the military where they're making the sonic weapons, where it's like, oh, if you're standing behind, you can't hear a fucking thing. If you're in front of it, you're going to be puking your brains out from just the pure sonic frequency. It's bursting your fucking eardrums. That kind of scream.
Ow.
Erlinda, you are going to take 2d6 psychic damage from this. But with that, you have a chance here.
Did it do? Would the arrow have done any damage?
It did no damage.
Okay.
From visibly, from what you've seen, all that has happened is this thing is now splitting in two. And it's talking now, which is scary as fuck. Erlinda, you take 9 psychic damage.
There's just a very specific reason that I ask. So
Mm-hmm. Wait. Alright, hold on. Re-utter that now, and re-ask that.
if the arrow did any damage, like actually dealt damage.
I'm not going to ask you to explain what you were thinking with that. I'm going to tell you no, it did not deal any damage. Maybe you'll find out why someday.
Okay.
Erlinda. At the moment, it would seem like this thing is not actively rushing you. Right. You might think it's trying to stop you from moving so it can get to you. The two of you, Ryu and Tano, notice this thing stops moving as soon as that spike growth is on the ground. You have no idea why that is. However, Erlinda, you hear behind Ryu and Tano comes the voice, "You need to move now! You've got a trap! Go! 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 You need to run! Pick yourself up! Run!" And Ryu and Tano, you both might turn to look at where that noise is coming from, and you see a gnome in shining gold armor with a flaming claymore in his hands. It is a gnome-sized claymore, but a claymore nonetheless. This gnome also has a golden gilded cap on, with a white fur ball at the top of it. What you want to do, Erlinda?
Yeah, I take the dash action and get the hell out of Dodge.
So a dash, your normal move speed's 30, right? So
Yeah.
you do have a chance to make all 50 here.
Yeah, it would be.
Of course, you know what I'm about to ask you. Could I get an athletics roll from you?
Fuck you.
The DC on this is much lower.
12.
Well, you're fine.
Okay,
You're gonna be fine, I should say. Erlinda, you pick yourself up and you fucking sprint, man. You sprint as hard as you've ever sprinted. You can feel the ancestors, the four limbs on the ground, lizard ancestors, flow into you. As
No,
you
no, no,
do
no.
that same,
The little bearded fuckers that run across the water on
yes,
two legs.
as you channel that exact energy and motion as you fucking full on tilt sprint to the gates. You cannot control this. You are running like this. I know you thought that question in your mind. No, you are running like this.
Yep.
You can feel the hand of a greater astral being on your shoulder and pushing you to run like this.
Can't fight it back, I guess. So yeah.
You can fight back, but this astral hand's gonna win.
She's she's running towards it. It's like, yep, yep. A baby, technically
You can
50
run however
years
you want to.
old,
I'm not gonna
but
say it.
maybe technically 150 years old, but I am running like I'm a toddler on the playground, full of energy.
All right, it seems our bard does not want to die today.
Yeah. She's already died once. She doesn't want to die again.
So, you're about halfway to the gate when you can feel the presence of another being in your mind.
You can run, lizard, but you can never get away. In those gates, you may think you're safe, but not for long. First you and then your friends. We will devour you. You will become us, just like the red-headed man who kept us away for so long. It is your turn. They will all die. They will be devoured.
She just doesn't even look back and just flips him off.
You're so fucking lucky I already used the action. So, Erlinda, beads of sweat pouring down all over you, with the biggest thighs of all time now from the sheer effort you have used to sprint across the fields. You have made it to the gates. And as your foot crosses the boundary between the gate and what it lies inside, you feel an overwhelming sensation, not of just static electricity, but the heat of 1,000 suns. It is not a bad feeling. It feels purifying. It feels good. No one else but Erlinda hears this. My child, fear not, for my hand is on your side. You will not die today. You are chosen for another path. What that is shall remain a mystery today. But no, you have friends in high places who wish to see you succeed. And you feel this warmth ascend throughout your whole entire body. It feels absolutely divine. Erlinda, you're healed to full health.
Yay.
Any wounds that you have on you disappear, and you see a bright glowing yellow light appear from the wounds as they close. The exhaustion you feel from sprinting is just gone in an instant. You feel absolutely relieved, I guess the best sense would be. An absolute sense of relief wash over you. As this light kind of descends through your body, closing wounds and healing you. Nobody else sees this light, by the way. So you only hear the voice, you see the light. The others can see that your wounds are closing, and what was once an exhausted Erlinda is now a fresh Erlinda. Oh boy, guys, that was really close for you three. However, don't mind as the rest of us may not share your sense of relief. We've lost a very good friend today. What were you doing out in the woods?
Yeah, he was very attractive. Miranda just passes out.
Alright. We got a lizard in the snow. A lizard in the snow, folks. Somebody go get a warm rock and some sunlight. Don't worry about your friends. We will take care of her. As for you two, the lady of the village would like to meet you. For her husband has passed away saving you, and she would like to know what you were doing. And with that, the gnome solemnly turns away from you, and starts walking to the group of gnomes that have gathered at the front of the village. You hear not like tiny cries. You hear like full on sobbing coming from most of these gnomes. And you see this golden gnome knight step up to the crowd. Do not mourn, for we have lost a hero amongst our people. I know happiness is a hard thing to feel, but do feel relieved, as we have lost Chris Claus to the demons. But he will forever be with us, from the wall to the buildings, from the toys to the land itself. He has set up Everwinter to thrive. All we shall do now is make sure we can fight back these entities as best as we can, and hope the morning comes. We will collect his armor and we will collect him as soon as we can. But tonight, my friends, tonight we rest and prepare to fight another day. And you just hear a bunch of gnomes go, "Hurrah! Hurrah!" as if they were Spartans, while still full on sobbing.
Not for nothing, but that was one of your better raptor noises.
Alright, I'll remember that for next time. Next time I need raptor. Hurrah! Hurrah!
The raptors
Fucking,
are now.
you won't know if it's raptors or Spartan gnomes.
Oh, we'll know.
Gnome.
I don't know. One wears golden Spartan armor and the other doesn't.
So Santa Claus is dead, guys.
Woo!
You guys got Santa Claus killed. Nah, you didn't get Santa Claus killed. He was destined to die. Maybe. I don't know.
Nice.
Or he just had bad rolls tonight. In the snow, surrounded by envies. It's not good. Your gnomish knight over there probably right to maybe rest this one away, and it might be time to go explore this village. But that time is not tonight. This is going to wrap up tonight's session. Thanks for playing, guys. This is our holidays episodes. We definitely pushed more than 2.5 or 2 hours, so I really, dude. Once we got into the forest, I'm happy for this. So off screen, definitely we'll go over the fortress and what you guys can do with the fortress. Definitely, as you get higher up in level, more things become accessible to your fortress, and as how many fortresses you could also have. So there's a lot going on with that. I thought it would be a good idea just to give you guys a base to go from until either I come up with a linear storyline or we find ourselves in the midst of a good storyline in which we come into a town. But for now, we're going to chill in this village. Our next session is going to be fun, and we're going to find out a little bit more of what happened here and maybe a little bit more about Nabi's origins.
Okie dokie.
Yeah. Anybody got anything before we dip out?
Wieners.